Welcome back to my mom's kitchen. It's Tuesday night and I'm gonna make bread. I'm not gonna make bread. I'm gonna start my bread dough, and tomorrow morning for Cast Iron Wednesday, I'm gonna cook it up for breakfast. Let's do it. Alright, I am making bread dough today. I have all-purpose flour. I don't have any bread flour, but I do have all-purpose. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt. I have some traditional active dry yeast. And this time we're going to try to use Fleischmann's Bread Booster to see how that helps out. You put this in at the end, and it does require yeast. Right, just a teaspoon and a half added to our, for every 1 cup of flour, we're going to do 2 or 3 cups of flour. I think probably 3 cups of flour. Let's see how it goes. Alright, I have 1/4 cup, 50 milliliters of warm water. I'm going to add in my yeast. I'm going to need to add in about a teaspoon of sugar. Something like that. And give it a stir up. And then we're going to leave it for 10 minutes. And that should get all bubbly and double in size. And then we're going to add that into our flour with salt. Alright, my yeast is doing its thing. It's about doubled at least, so that is working just fine. Here I have 3 cups of flour. I'm going to put it in my cast iron Dutch oven and use that as a mixing bowl. I don't have a mixing bowl that is big enough for this. So that's 3 cups of flour. So I'm going to put in 3 teaspoons of this bread booster. I've never used this before. It had a in-store coupon on it for $3 off, and I had a coupon for $1 off, so it cost me $1. So I figured, let's try it. So let's try it. All right, 3 cups of flour, so I'm going to do 3-ish teaspoons of this bread booster. And then I'm going to put in a little bit of salt. I'm just using regular table salt for this. Not very much. I'll put in about a teaspoon, just a smidgen more. There we go. This can be reused. It said it had enough in it for 20 loaves of bread or something like that. So boom. I don't know whether it goes in the fridge or the freezer or the cupboard. I'm going to put it in the freezer, which is where I keep my yeast. So let's go in there now. Alright, and then this is our yeast mixture. You can see it is way more than doubled. It's almost tripled at this point. So I'm going to dump that in there. Let me show it to you. Looks kind of cool. So there we go. That's our active yeast in there, all bubbled up. So I'm just going to dump it in there. And then I'm going to use my mom's old wooden spoon here just to get it started. And then I need to start adding warm water to this to turn it into a dough. Alright, so I got a cup of water here, a little bit more than a cup of water. It's warm water. I'm going to use warm water if you can, not hot water. Hot water will kill your yeast. Yeast likes the warm water. So just try to gauge how much water I have in this to start, and then I'm going to use my hands to get this going a little bit more. Make a dough ball. If you do put in too much water, you can always add a little bit more flour. Just remember, if you're doing it in the field, to keep some flour in reserve just in case. Come on, I need a little bit more water in there. Alright, I'm going to put it on the counter. Right back. Alright, I'm going to turn this out here. Just put it on the counter. You do not need to do a lot of mixing for this. I learned that from Luke at Outdoor Boys. You can just take this and put it right in a Ziploc bag and stick it in the fridge and leave it for 10 hours, and it will do everything it needs to do, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. go. Get all the good bits out of there. All right. Just gonna give this a little bit of kneading. Not very much because I'm tired. It's been a very long day. Hopefully gonna have this in the morning in the backyard all by myself while my mom finishes sleeping. There we go. And that's all we're gonna do. And we're just gonna let it go in the fridge for 10 hours. You could knead it longer, and it will be fantastic, but this is gonna be just fine. All right, I got a giant Ziploc bag here. I don't know why I got such big bags, but I did. Sometimes that happens grocery shopping, and you have a million things on your mind. You pick up the wrong thing. At least I got one that's too big and not too little. So take this off here. This is pretty wet. I think it'll be all right. I'm gonna drop it right in this bag, just like that. Some bits in there. There we go. Clean off my hands. We're gonna zip this up and stick it in the fridge and just let it do its thing for the next, I don't know, until I wake up in the morning. Probably 6 a.m. maybe I'll get started on this. And it is 9:37 right now. So there we go. Bread dough going in the fridge. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. I'm super tired, but let's go check on our bread. There we go. Ta-da! It is ready. Our dough is ready. I'm going to let it sit on the counter and get warm for a little bit. I'm going to get set up. I'm going to pull off some of that. We're going to make some yummy, fresh bread for breakfast. Alright, time for breakfast. I got my bread dough. I got coffee. I have honey butter in here with my cousin Chris's homemade honey. Got my little cast iron pan. I got my Snow Peak titanium cup and my stove. First thing I need to do is make coffee. Need coffee before I can do anything else. That is my coffee this morning. Sweet creamy, that one's got sugar in it. This is simply creamy, doesn't have any sugar in it. It's a double dose of caffeine, which I need today. It was a long night. I did not get much sleep. Need caffeine. Coffee. Cheers. Coffee is ready. It is super hot, so I'm gonna let it sit and cool down for a little bit, and then we're gonna get our pan hot and start making some bread because I am starving. Get warm. We're gonna make some bread. Okay, now look at that bread dough. You can see it, the yeast did its thing overnight. It's probably doubled in size. It looks really good. I cannot wait to eat it. Alright. See, it's really elasticy now. Up. I'm gonna make like a little tiny bread. I watched Carolina Chris do this last night. He made biscuits and gravy and it looks so good. I really wish I had sausage, but I don't. So there we go. Stick that in the pan. Give my hands a little wash. And I'll show you what it looks like. There we go. I'm just gonna let that fry up a bit, give it a flip, make sure it's cooked, and then we're gonna eat it. I have my pan too hot. I burnt it a little bit, so I have to turn this down. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. Not off. Use down. You don't want your pan to be too hot because that's what happens. I don't mind it. Be fine. You can see it's starting to rise just a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be so delicious. So, funny story. My mom had a nightmare last night. It's the second one she's had while I've been here. It didn't freak me out so much this time. The first one did, but it took me like 5 minutes to get her to wake up last night, and I don't think either one of us went back to sleep, or at least didn't sleep very well afterwards. So there will be 2 cups of coffee today. Pretty sure the next one might be a double too. I hope your coffee is as strong as you need today too, my friends. Cheers. The weather forecast says there's rain coming this week. It was supposed to get here yesterday afternoon and then last night. And then it's supposed to rain all day today, but it looks beautiful, which is good because my mom has a doctor's appointment and we don't want to get soaked. I hope you have blue skies wherever you are today. If not, try to make the most of it anyway. Pro tip for sleepy chefs, don't put your cast iron pan down on a plastic table. You'll melt the table. Eesh. Turn that off. Take that out of there. I did get a hot plate, hot pad to put my pan down on. There we go. Breakfast, bannock, and coffee. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Honey butter with homemade honey. Tasty. Time for breakfast. So I'm here in Mississauga and Abby is home in Oshawa and we are video chatting as I'm making breakfast and she's making breakfast and get ready for school and you know, thank you technology for video messaging, conferencing. It's pretty great when you can't be close to your loved ones, you can still connect. Cheers, Abadoo. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. I love you. So that's my little backyard setup today. I did find the chairs and table. I've melted the table a little bit, so it is now christened into my little backyard adventure area. Breakfast is going to be so good. Cheers. Hope you have an amazing day today, my friends. Oh, I don't think the coffee's going to be strong enough today. I am tired. I melted my butter and then put my honey in, and then as it hardens up, I'm stirring it to combine them. So they make this beautiful, beautiful honey butter. It's gonna be so good on my bread. Look at that. Look at that. Yum. Let's scoop some of this. It's right. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. There we go. Homemade bread, bannock. Call it what you will. I'm gonna call it breakfast. There we go. Butter on there. There we go. Eesh. Cheers, my friends. Cheers. I love a good big breakfast as much as the next person, but there's something about simple bread and butter, honey butter even better, and coffee that just, such a great way to start the day. So if you want to learn how to make this bread better than I just showed you, and you want some more creative ideas for bread in the easy way, I suggest you go and watch Luke at Outdoor Boys. Just do a YouTube search, Outdoor Boys homemade bread, and you will not be disappointed. I promise you. Thanks, Luke. So that's about it for me. I'm just going to finish my coffee and go inside and get ready for the day. My mom's got a big doctor's appointment today, and I obviously need to shower and wash my hair, so I better get to it. Her PSW should be here soon, and I need to get my shower done before she gets in there for her shower. So I'll say goodbye. Have an amazing day, my friends. Cheers.